Once the Blood Demon's ultimate weapon, her blade alone annihilated the great Namgung clan. Betrayed and blinded, she never knew those she slaughtered were her own flesh and blood. She was the lost child of Namgung, stolen away over a decade ago. Awakening in her 13-year-old body, Snowflower vows to rewrite destiny and save her clan. Armed with future memories, she raids the Black Cloud Gang for the Great Restoration Pill. A single flying dagger silences the thugs. Enraged, the elders order an all-out ambush. With effortless grace, she leaves a trail of defeated warriors in her wake. Terrified, the leader begs for mercy before she wipes the entire gang off the map. Pill in hand, she can finally purge the demonic curse polluting her body. But fate intervenes. A mysterious shadow blocks her path to freedom. She recognizes Jip Wu Quan, the legendary swordmaster. "Who are you, child?" he demands. "Answer wisely, or your life ends here and now." Caught in the open, she masks her panic and offers a respectful salute. "Greetings to the Supreme Martial Legend." The master's eyes narrow in surprise. "Legendary?" He chuckles, finding this little girl's boldness rather amusing. "Why should I be your senior? I take no juniors with such foul auras." He leans in. "How old are you?" 13, from what I know," she replies. "I lost my memories at age 5. My age is merely a guess based on hearsay." He points at her scar. She simply shrugs, claiming total ignorance of its origin. Her master? The Lord of Hua Wu Pavilion, a man who now wants her dead. Her chilling composure leaves the veteran swordmaster completely stunned. "That pill is poison to some, but essential to purge my twisted inner energy. If I return home with this demonic power, my family will never accept me." "Do you even know where home is?" She answers without a second's hesitation. "Hefei, Anhui." The heart of the Namgung clan's power. The master falls silent. Grinning, he claps her shoulder. "I shall personally oversee your transformation. You need a protector to stabilize your breath during the conversion, don't you? I will guard you while you reconstruct your entire martial foundation." He's watching me like a hawk. How incredibly bothersome. Elsewhere, a blade rests cold against a trembling man's throat. The man screams in terror. "This wasn't part of our deal." "Where is it?" The black-clad assassin demands only the hidden treasure. The girl took it. She looks no older than 10 years old. The shadows whisper. A sinister plot begins to take shape. With a cold command, the assassins vanish into the moonless night. The lone survivor gasps, barely clinging to his life after the encounter. Panic fills his eyes as he desperately whispers Snowflower's name. She warned him. When she leaves, everyone must flee before the slaughter begins. I am no longer their puppet. That is why they will kill everyone here. Mount Hua and Shaolin are coming. The gang's extinction is imminent. The pavilion will offer help just to swallow your sect whole. Don't be fooled. She hands him a mysterious black card, his only hope for survival. Follow these instructions in 7 days. It is the only way to live. The man shudders. Her foresight is both terrifying and divine. Master Jip leads her to his secret sanctuary to begin her true awakening. Tucked away in this dense thicket, we're invisible to the world. Perfect, right? Still. Her eyes narrowed with sharp distrust. "So you'll be my guardian while I stabilize my core?" she asked. Why would a master help a stranger like her? Her lineage as the Great Lord's granddaughter wasn't even proven, yet he was risking everything for her. The old man struggled for words before pointing a finger. "Listen, I just can't stand that filthy energy you're radiating, but you're resolved to purge that darkness? That I can actually respect. And a kid wanting to go home. It's just too pitiful. No more questions. Your rebirth starts now." Tuet Hoa's sudden words made him freeze. "Thank you. For the sanctuary, and for bringing me here." His grumpy face bloomed with joy. He reached to pat her head, but she slipped away. "Don't you dare die. I can handle my own path." "You just worry about yourself," she replied with cold determination. Tarp Vur Quan crossed his arms. "After you're reborn, fix that stiff attitude. 13 years old and 0 cuteness. Your parents have waited long enough. Don't break their hearts by acting like an ice block. Is she really that odd?" She turned toward the dark cavern without a word. "Fine. I understand. What's your favorite snack?" he shouted. "Tang Hulu," came the echo. He laughed. "Still a child after all. Stay alive." Deep within the shadows of the cave, the atmosphere grew heavy. Tuet Hoa swallowed the pill. Pure power surged like a tidal wave, crashing against her rivers of blood energy. Focus! In an instant, the ultimate medicine could transform into a lethal, soul-shredding poison. If she failed to purge the blood qi, her mind would shatter into the abyss of eternal madness. Faster! More intense. She had to incinerate every last trace of that cursed, demonic energy. Power forged in blood was a stubborn beast. A trickle of crimson escaped her lips as she struggled. It clung to her soul like a parasite, but she wouldn't be a puppet again. Not in this lifetime. Her mind forged into an unbreakable blade of pure intent. I won't let you win. Outside, the hours bled into days. 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒓's anxiety began to peak. Did her meridians collapse? Was it a fatal mistake to let a mere child face this trial alone? Just as he prepared to rush in, 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒓 stepped calmly out from the darkness. He stared in absolute awe. This child. She possessed a talent that defied the heavens themselves. He exhaled in relief. It's gone. That foul energy is finally purged. Even I feel lighter now. He tossed a pouch toward her. Here, take this. 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒓 tilted her head. What is it? A survival gift. Open it. He watched her closely. Realizing she hadn't just purged the filth, she'd grown stronger. Absorbing the remnants to boost her own cultivation? At 13, such a feat was utterly terrifying. Her icy gaze shattered the moment she saw the gift. It was a stick of sweet, glistening tanghulu. Well? Satisfied? The old man teased. She looked up, her voice soft. Thank you. Truly. I should be the one thanking you for surviving, he thought. Now, to the village. You need a bath. He scooped her up effortlessly. 3 days had passed in that cave. You must be starving, kid. I'll introduce you to Hefei's finest delicacy. Hold on tight, or you'll be eating the dirt. He ignited his inner steps. The ground cracked as they vanished into a blur of impossible speed. Soaring through the air, 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒓 watched the world unfold like a vibrant tapestry. The majestic architecture left her breathless. Finally, they had reached the heart of Hefei. Inside a bustling tavern, the dishes arrived. 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒓 frowned. This is your famous specialty? The old man dug in with gusto. I ordered double. Eat up. The candy was plenty, she replied. It seemed the legendary local food held no interest for the young mage. Kid, what's the king of tavern food? Buns and noodles, obviously, he said, peeling a steaming bun. Exactly. But do you know how hard it is to make the ordinary taste legendary? This is a dish where you expect nothing, yet see the heavens in one bite. He slid the plate over. Go on, try it. You'll be begging for more with tears in your eyes. She didn't argue. With a skeptical look, she lifted her chopsticks and took a single, hesitant bite. A second later, her eyes ignited with a brilliant light. The old man kicked his feet up. Well, tastes heavenly, doesn't it? 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒓 didn't answer, focused entirely on her meal. He gently patted her head with a warm smile. Slow down, little one. I will order until you are completely full. Out on the cold streets, 3 drunks stumbled along. Thanks to you, I ate like a king. Let's head inside. From a nearby rooftop, 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒓 watched the shadows move. His voice was like ice as he questioned his subordinate. Are the rats dealt with? The figure bowed low in the darkness. It is finished, great master. He handed over a blood-stained bandage. The craftsmanship was elite, bearing a pattern never seen in these lands. The enemy had likely reported back already. He turned his gaze toward the girl. And what about the child? A single shadow is enough. She isn't weak enough to fall so easily. We shall meet again in a few days. The next morning, within the Heavenly Fox Hall, the sound of a table shattering echoed alongside a man's roar. 3 gold bars? 8 years have passed, and not a single hair of that child has been found. Will gold change fate? This furious man was Nam Kung Than's son, the 3rd son of the legendary Great Sovereign. The elders remained silent, the heavy atmosphere suffocating the room as they listened to his grievances. 300 bars could buy a merchant empire. Suddenly, a cold voice cut through. Than son, watch your tone. If your brother Than Van heard your heartless words, his soul would surely shatter in grief. This was Nam Kung Than Hai, the 2nd son, who carried the weight of the clan. Than Son slumped into his chair with a sneer. Brother is too much. While he wanders, you bear every burden. A thunderous roar silenced the bickering. This was the heavenly dragon sword emperor, the head of the Nam Kung. Faced with his father's overwhelming aura, the arrogant Than Son could only bow his head in submission. The sovereign spoke from his throne. Your brother has spent 8 years searching for his blood. The title remains vacant. Tell me, do you truly harbor such bitterness toward your own brother's suffering? It isn't bitterness, father. But she is gone. If it were your child, could you truly say the same? Could you abandon a child whose life is uncertain? Thonson bowed lower. My thoughts were shallow. Father, do not let your mouth run ahead of your wisdom. The sovereign sighed, feeling a massive headache brewing. Discontent was brewing. Was someone using his son's impulsive nature to sow the seeds of a rebellion? It was almost a certainty at this point. His fingers tapped rhythmically against the throne. Suddenly, a report arrived. The child had finally passed through the gates. Upon hearing the news, the Dragon Sword Emperor stood. Everyone, leave us at once. In a secluded chamber, 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 spoke with a middle-aged master, known as the Flying Wind Sword. Is the little one here? Yes, a stubborn but adorable brat. She is at the doorstep now. This was manager Nam Kung Vun. The emergency meeting had likely ended just to witness her arrival. A small figure walked slowly into view. At only 13, her gaze held a terrifying resolve beyond her years. Manager Vun stared at 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄, his heart racing. Long-forgotten memories began to flood his mind. He saw a vision of a tiny, laughing girl reaching out to him from the distant past. Manager uncle, it is I. Tears welled in his eyes. It was her the young miss had returned. Watching him wipe his eyes, the master scoffed. It is too early for tears. We cannot be certain yet. Even so, the joy in his own eyes was impossible to hide from the world. 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 stood frozen, as sweat beaded on her brow. Facing one of the world's 10 greatest masters was suffocating. She clenched her fists, grounding herself. Stay calm. He is not an enemy. Do not let your spirit break. She knelt in a formal greeting. I pay my respects to the head of the Namkung clan. What is your name? The emperor asked calmly. She looked up, unwavering. I am 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄. You claim to be our lost child? But you lack the sacred birthmark on your neck. I know nothing of marks. I only know the memories of growing up within these very walls. Manager Vun stepped forward, his voice trembling. Tell us everything. What do you remember of this place? The poppy road by the Willow Lake, she whispered. I remember walking that path long ago. I held a hand. It was rough, warm, and massive. I could only grasp a single finger. Silence fell. How strange, Snowflower mused, her instincts finally reacting. The weeping willows. It feels too real. This garden was exclusive to the Great Lord. Those memories flooded back from her past infiltration. Back then, poppy venom blurred her vision. Only burning the garden ended the nightmare. My memories vanished before age 5, she stated calmly. Nam Kung Vo Tien remained cold. Willows and ponds are common for the wealthy. Is that your only proof of blood? But Snowflower's next words left the elders and Nam Kung Van absolutely speechless. I don't understand. You lost a child. Shouldn't you be the one proving my identity? Her logic was flawless. Even the great clan leader couldn't find a single retort. Tap Vu Quan panicked. How could a mere child speak so boldly to the Lord? Forgive her, my lord. But suddenly, the leader's thunderous laughter filled the entire hall. Ha! You're right, little girl. The proof lies within Nam Kung. But it takes time. The elders finally exhaled. The leader wasn't angry. Stay a few days. Can you wait? I'll wait, she replied firmly. She was then escorted to a temporary guest room. Within the estate lies the Heavenly Guest Pavilion, reserved only for the most legendary figures. After a year of silence, the leader ordered its gates opened for a mysterious guest. To everyone's shock, the guest was a child, escorted by the prestigious external hallmaster. The orders were absolute. Ask nothing. Do not seek her identity or her purpose here. To dig into her past is to court absolute disaster. Keep your distance. The master was stunned. A child? Yet, they cleaned her room 5 times every day. Our elite warriors are guarding you. Rest easy, and tell the maids your every need. You must be hungry. At the mention of food, her small ears practically twitched. Snowflower agreed instantly. Soon, a feast fit for an emperor was served before her. Every dish looked like a masterpiece. She didn't even know where to begin her feast. She eyed a bamboo-wrapped cake but struggled with the leaves. How do I eat this? A maid hurried over. Allow me, my lady. She gently unwrapped the delicacy for her. These bamboo leaves preserve the soul of the dish and its pure, natural aroma. The Nam-Kung clan serves only the finest to our guests. I'm talking too much, aren't I? Please, enjoy. Snowflower smiled in thanks. The maid thought, asterisk. She's far too adorable. Asterisk. After one bite, her eyes sparkled. Delicious. She ate until her stomach was completely full, resting in bed. She whispered, I'm finally here. I've truly returned to the Nam-Kung estate. Everything was familiar, yet the atmosphere felt chillingly different, especially that man. Nam-Kung-diem. Melancholy filled her eyes. In her past life, she had decimated this entire clan herself. Where is the secret manual? She had demanded. The warrior chose death over betrayal. If you won't talk while whole, let's see if you'll speak when torn to pieces. It was a bloodbath. Snowflower clutched her chest, a suffocating guilt rising within her. Why does my heart ache like this? Why do I feel so heavy? Acting normal felt like a sin. But it hasn't happened yet. I can change the future. In another room, a secret meeting was underway regarding her involvement with Mount Hua. She interfered with the Shaolin pill trade, 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 reported. It's far more complex. The Black Cloud Gang was nothing. This child single-handedly turned their entire world upside down. How did a mere girl take down Mount Hua's elites and seize the Great Restoration Pill? She cannot be alone. There must be a monstrous power backing her every move. Lord Vo-Tien remained silent, eyes closed. Vu Quan waved a hand in deep concern. My lord, are you listening? Nam Kung Van wondered if the leader sensed the truth. Dealing with the great powers required caution. Only the leader knew the path forward. But Nam Kung Vo-Tien's next words left them both utterly speechless. At birth, they said she resembled me. I didn't see it then. But now that she's grown, I finally understand. Vu Quan sighed. He thought the Lord was weighing heavy matters, but he was simply missing his granddaughter. My lord, she's still just a child. It's far too early to be certain of her true lineage. To be honest, granting her the heavenly guest courtyard felt a bit excessive at first. Vo-Tien raised his cup. If strangers bond over a sip of tea, how could blood not recognize its own kin? Nam Kung Van hesitated. The Lord replied, calling the courtyard excessive was wrong. In fact, it was far too little. Any leads on the Withered Crow Pavilion? Scouts are in Yunnan. We expect word very soon. Vo-Tien suddenly turned to them. Is it possible that child is hiding a darker motive? Vu Quan frowned. I want to believe her, but she once led the mysterious Withered Crow Pavilion. Even with Nam Kung blood, we don't know if her heart truly belongs to this family. Her desire to return could be a lie. Yet, abandoning years of internal power is no small sacrifice. To be honest, if I were in her shoes, I could never have done it. She traded her strength for the family. That proves her intent. Van teased, You've grown quite fond of her, haven't you? Fond? Nonsense, he pouted. But it's clear the Lord has taken a real liking to her. Van continued, If you still doubt her, why not ask about the Mount Hua incident directly? Host a banquet as per tradition. It's the perfect chance to test her heart before deciding anything. Vu Quan relented. Vo-Tien smiled warmly. A meal with my granddaughter. I find myself truly looking forward to it. Meanwhile, deep within her private quarters, 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 meditated. Her new internal energy felt vastly different from her past life's blood arts. Pure energy surged through her meridians, making her entire body feel refreshed and light. Though only a second-rate warrior now, this calm energy was far easier to control than her old bloodlust. I reached the Transcendence Realm once. This time, I will reclaim that peak even faster. I can't rush my cultivation until I officially master the Nam Kung family's secret techniques. A sudden power spike would arouse suspicion. I must earn their trust before revealing my true strength. Hiding my past mastery is such a chore. 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 stepped outside and was greeted by a maid. Do you need something, miss? Is there a training hall I can use? The guest courtyard has a private hall. No, I want a public one. Somewhere different. Guests may use any outer training ground. I shall lead you to the nearest one immediately. No need, I'll find it. If I can't train my spirit, I'll sharpen my physical techniques. Better to blend in with the crowd than swing a sword alone in a private room. If I use the Nam Kung style, I'll just say I learned it by watching them. Publicly teaching basic techniques to outsiders? The Nam Kung clan's confidence is impressive. At the Red Dragon Squad's hall, disciples practiced the first form of the Great Radiant Sword style. 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 watched them closely. her eyes sharp and judging. These disciples were the future pillars of the clan, the foundation of Nam Kung's rising power. Their moves were clean, but hollow. It's all form and no substance. Have they never seen real combat? On a real battlefield, they'd be slaughtered before they could even finish a single move. She sighed in disappointment. Just as she reached for a wooden practice sword, a loud shout rang out. "Hey, you!" A man stepped forward. "Who gave you permission to touch that? That's no toy for children. But those other kids are training with them." He scratched his head. "They are official trainees. You're just a failed martial artist, right? A little monkey trying to steal our secrets? Swordplay isn't something you can just copy, kid." He roughly snatched the wooden sword from her grasp. "Don't get hit by a stray splinter. Go back to your cleaning." But 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 didn't budge. "Hand it over." He tried to seize her sword, but 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 remained completely untouchable. He roared in a blind fury. "You brat! How dare you ignore your superiors? Who taught you such insolence? I'll discipline you myself." Suddenly, 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄's gaze turned icy cold. "How annoying," she thought. He snapped. "Hey! Why are you glaring at me like that?" Before he could finish his insult, 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 struck. One blow was all it took to floor him. How? How did she hit me? 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 calmly noted, "This wooden sword suits me better." The surrounding crowd began to jeer. "Captain, I thought you were going to make her behave?" Exploding with shame, the captain screamed, "Stand still! I'm not done with you yet." He snatched a wooden sword from the rack, his face twisted in pure, unbridled rage. "I'll teach you some respect today," he bellowed, charging at 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 with explosive speed. But 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 was faster. She effortlessly parried and delivered a crushing strike to his leg. Only a few moments had passed, yet the captain was already defeated. His sword flew away as a heavy silence filled the arena. The spectators stood frozen in disbelief. This wasn't a duel. It was a total, one-sided domination. 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 rested the blade on her shoulder. "Do you still want to continue?" She handed him back his weapon. "Don't hold back. Use your full power." His confidence vanished. However, as a true swordsman, he could not turn away from a direct challenge. "Fine. Let's see your real strength." 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 saw his gaze change. His instincts finally awakened. The Namgung family was legendary, but only a few were truly worthy of that name. Protected by their family's reputation, most of these warriors had fallen into a trap of complacency. Long years of peace had dulled their blades. 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 wondered if they could be saved. Could she sharpen their spirits back into the razor-edged weapons they were meant to be? Could she forge these lazy souls into something elite? Did they truly possess the will to change? The crowd watched in stunned silence. How could a mere child possess such overwhelming martial prowess? The captain couldn't land a single hit. Suddenly, 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄's blade struck his hand with precision. "Raw power isn't everything," she analyzed. "You must first master how much force you exert." She lectured while attacking. "When you overextend, your body stiffens, and your blade loses its soul. And there is one more thing you lack." She struck his leg again before unleashing a devastating blow that sent the captain flying backward. As the dust settled, the captain was seen barely clinging to his wooden sword. The ground beneath his feet had been completely shattered by the impact of her strike. "Your foundation is weak," she stated. "If your center is broken, you will always fall." She sighed, hoping he understood. "This place is no longer fit for training. I'm leaving." The captain stared at her retreating figure, wondering just what kind of monster that child was. 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 left the grounds, regretting the attention. She should have used the guest training hall. That advice should suffice. Whether they become true Namgung warriors now depends solely on them. I still can't fully control this power. Her childlike body was far too weak for her spirit. It is time to return to the guest pavilion and rest. Suddenly, her strength vanished. Before she could collapse, a strong hand reached out to catch her. Tap Vu. Quan looked at her with deep concern. "Hey, little one. What happened to you?" Her face was ghostly pale. She whispered, "I'm fine. Just a little bit of dizziness." He hoisted her up immediately. "Don't lie to me. We need to find out what's wrong." He grinned slightly. "In times like these, you need a real expert to look at you." They rushed into a nearby room. "Check this patient. Is there anyone here? Hello? Wait here for a moment." 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 began to quietly observe the details of the room. The Namkung family's legacy holds true. These herbs are top tier, and this doctor is skilled. though I don't recall her from my past life. Did she vanish when the Nam Kung clan fell to ruin? It makes sense outsiders flee when the ship sinks. Suddenly, a presence enters the room. Oh? What a precious little thing we have here. A stunning woman smiles, eyes like crescents. Who are you, little one? You're a new face. I recoil. She smirks, evaluating me. Look at that. Just like a startled kitten. I grit my teeth. Why is she times here? The cold-blooded poisoner who kills without blinking. Poison Moon, the blood sect's deadly physician. My guardian scoffs. Stop the nonsense and check her pulse. Poor thing. Doesn't even know where it hurts. She reaches out. Give me your hand, dear. I slap her hand away. Don't touch me. Relax, kid. I need to find the source of the pain. I'm fine. No need for a checkup. I have to stay alert. Her past is a mystery and a threat. If she's already the Blood Demon's spy, my life is forfeit. The Blood Demon never forgives. My guardian intervenes. Sorry for the surprise, kid, but let the auntie take a look. She's eccentric, but her skills are unmatched. Poison Moon giggles behind her hand. Call me sister. You haven't been eating or sleeping properly, have you? Be a good girl, and I'll buy you all the candied hawthorns you want. Refusing now would look suspicious. I sigh. No one would believe the truth even if I spoke it. With my guardian here, she won't dare strike yet. I'll play along. I offer my wrist. There we go. Just a quick peek. Might feel a bit tingly. Suddenly, internal energy flares. Before she can finish, I've gripped her throat with lethal intent. Hands off, kid, my guardian shouts. She was trying to kill me. I felt her energy. I hiss. He sighs. It's a standard procedure, kid. She was just probing your meridians. I slowly release her. She isn't angry. She's wearing a chilling smile. My. This little kitten has some very sharp claws. My guardian's expression darkens. He noticed it too. That wasn't a child's tantrum, it was the concentrated killing intent of a monster who has claimed countless lives. I'm leaving. I bow and exit. Poison Moon turns to him. Where did you find such a creature? First time seeing a kid like that. So, is she healthy? You saw that strength yourself. She's more than healthy. She narrows her eyes. She's hidden something deep inside. Something she recently consumed. I was the Emperor's physician. I know a hidden tiger when I see one. Her gaze turns icy. Bring her back. That girl. She's like a bomb waiting to detonate. Flashback. 2 women in a dark room. My past life. I ask. Killing your own sect members again, Poison Moon? She takes a puff of her pipe. You here to lecture me? I told you. It's a hobby. It's not a big deal, right? Even the Blood Demon looks the other way. Because you're one of the 12 moons, I remind her. Exactly. My loyalty is sworn in blood. I am a moon of the sect. My martial arts may be lower, but I wield the Blood Demon's power. Why care about a few flies? I shrug. Just a thought. Hard to believe you were once a righteous doctor. Is that a compliment? Why join the darkness? Who knows? Maybe I just like the view. Present day. I stare at the koi pond, lost in thought. Who was she trying to kill back then? If only I had paid more attention in my first life. A heavy presence approaches. Nam Kung Wu Tian, the great patriarch. Troubled thoughts, little one? I bow deeply. Just enjoying the peace of your garden, great lord. Then it is settled, he noted calmly. I've heard the reports. Yes, grandfather. The Red Dragon Squad dared to point their steel at you? It seems that boy's arrogance has finally spiraled out of control. She replied, I wasn't hurt, so please overlook it. Besides, it was only a wooden sword. A true warrior must always be cautious. He is simply a novice who lacks the discipline to master his own inner turmoil. I felt no fear. His cultivation is solid, but raw strength alone never decides the ultimate victor. You taught me that. He chuckled softly. You're right. I truly wish you were my own flesh and blood, my real granddaughter. You aren't like other children. No ordinary child radiates such lethal killing intent, carrying the weight of so much spilled blood. I hoped my granddaughter would grow up in peace, living a gentle life far away from the blood-soaked battlefields. Pausing briefly, he asked, Who raised you to be this way? She countered, Does that truly matter now? His gaze turned razor sharp. It matters deeply. I must know who to punish for turning you into a weapon. The one who broke my granddaughter like this. I will ensure they do not die a quick or easy death. I'll tear them to pieces and grind their legacy to dust. No one escapes my wrath for causing you such pain. A terrifying, suffocating aura erupted from him. Snowflower asked softly, "What if I am not actually your granddaughter?" Namgung Votien remained silent, gripping his blade before slamming it into the earth with a thunderous, echoing boom. "You're still green. How will you ever defy your destiny? Is this sword's name really Heavenly Fate?" "Exactly." He patted her head gently. "Back when you followed me around, you weren't even half the height of this blade. Let us share dinner tomorrow. I've heard you have quite the taste for exquisite, gourmet food." He smiled warmly, the legendary warrior replaced by a doting grandfather. "I shall prepare a truly magnificent feast." That night, a sinister black mist seeped from her room. Inside, Snowflower was trapped in a deep, dark slumber. A demonic voice rasped in her mind. "Why wait? Kill them. Slaughter every Namgung, and pave your path with their blood." Moving like a puppet in a trance, Snowflower stood up and unsheathed her sword with cold, mindless precision. From outside, a maid's voice echoed, "My lady? Do you require anything? Is everything all right?" The voice screamed louder, "Bring me their blood." The next morning, the elders gathered in the study, their tension rising. Tearing them apart isn't enough. They must be utterly erased from this world. Good heavens, watch your language before the child. Fifong, stop this. Why must you bring that wager into this? Are you just trying to show off your power? I only wanted to reassure my granddaughter because she was worried. At least I didn't scare her half to death. I'm far better than those who do nothing but spy on her. Suddenly, a chilling sensation washed over all three of them. A dark, ominous presence filled the air. What's happening? Namgung Votien's eyes narrowed. The scent of blood hung heavy. All three rushed toward Snowflower's room at once. The maid bowed in terror. "Greetings, patriarch," he barked. "Whose blood is on that cloth in your hand?" She stammered nervously. This is blood from the guest pavilion, my lord." They burst inside. Snowflower was wounded, but she smiled weakly. "I couldn't sleep, so I practiced." My hand slipped. He locked eyes with her. "I have set a barrier so no one can eavesdrop. Tell me the truth. What happened? Truly, it's nothing. I was just being careless with my training. Please don't worry about such a small mistake." He took her hand, gently tending to the wound that wouldn't stop bleeding. "I trust you. Now, you must trust me. As long as you are in the Namgung clan, I will protect you. Understand?" Startled, she whispered, "Yes. I'll remember. The head of medicine has arrived. Let her handle the treatment. I shall see you tomorrow evening for dinner." She touched her wrist. Namgung knew this wasn't an accident. How long would he turn a blind eye to her darkness? Could she ever truly explain the ancient monster living inside her soul? When she regained consciousness, her sword was drawn. If she hadn't cut herself to snap out of it, someone would be dead. That voice. It was definitely the blood demon. Her body had acted on its own, a slave to its killing intent. Breaking into a cold sweat, she realized only one person could identify this curse. Suddenly, 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 peeked in. "Little kitten?" Thick, herbal incense began to swirl through the room, slowly masking the lingering scent of the demonic energy. "I've lit some pain-relieving incense, but this will still sting. Tell me if it's too much." Outside, guards stood watch. 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆 beamed brightly. "Look at you, not even a single tear. You truly are a brave little kitten, aren't you?" "I've got other wounds," Snowflower whispered. "Can you check them?" Tap Vuquan flared up. "Where else? Where are you hurt?" "My stomach," she replied. He grumbled in worry, reaching out. But her gaze meant the area from her chest down. The atmosphere shifted instantly. The two women glared, wordlessly telling him to beat it. Fine. I'm leaving. I suspect internal damage. Can you examine me? I'll need to use my inner key. Are you prepared?" Heavens, she agreed so easily. It seems the seeds of trust are finally starting to sprout. "Relax," she murmured, as a soft glow emerged. Suddenly, a voice echoed directly in 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆's mind. It was Snowflower. "Have you ever felt true bloodlust?" This sudden telepathy was jarring. "Killing intent? Why ask that now?" "I have," came the cold reply. "But why does my little kitten care? That person is already long dead." Snowflower pressed on. "Why did you kill them?" "Because 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆 hissed. They dared to touch what I loved. And do you still love someone? Is that person here in the Namgung clan? The hidden meaning was clear. A difficult question to answer. Yes, and yet, no. Is that answer enough for you, kitten? It was. She lacked loyalty to Namgung, but she held no malice either. That was a start. No grudge deep enough to serve the blood demon, but she was driven by a hidden love. That was her anchor. She was different from the 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 of the past, that monster who slaughtered for pure sport. Hiding a blade in her sleeve, Snowflower whispered a name that struck 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 like a thunderbolt. I know your true title. Blood King Poison. Perhaps this time, her fate could be rewritten. You must help me. We must stand against the blood demon. She remembered the old legends, a village turned into a sea of blood. A massacre orchestrated by the second prince, all because a peasant girl refused to be his plaything. To the twisted nobility, erasing a village was nothing more than a Tuesday afternoon's entertainment. But they made one mistake. A single child survived that hellscape. That child infiltrated the palace as a medic's shadow. Soon after, the second prince met a lingering, poisonous end. The name of that assassin? The Blood King Poison. Then, they vanished. Snowflower grew thoughtful. How did you find your way into Namgung? 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 trembled. How do you know that name? Don't misunderstand. I haven't been stalking you. In my past life, you just wouldn't stop nagging me about it. Reaching out a hand, Snowflower's tone turned serious. Relax. My request is actually quite simple. Examine my core again. A mental curse, a sinister suggestion has been planted within me. 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 realized the gravity. 2 paths to freedom lay ahead. Kill the master of the curse, or lose yourself to the madness until the bond snaps. The caster isn't nearby, which is why you've regained clarity today. 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 analyzed. A weak bond is easily severed, but a strong one? That's a death sentence. The master can puppet you at any moment. You're still in my palm, the curse seemed to whisper. Run, and I'll drag you back myself. Snowflower's heart sank. Waiting for So Lien was a gamble she couldn't afford to lose. Time was running out. What was the next move? Hiding in the mountains was futile. The blood demon's hounds would sniff her out in seconds. I need a shield. Someone to draw the enemy's gaze and stand in the spotlight. An ally who can act where this child's body cannot. A force that will stand by my side. Meanwhile, the captain was pushed to his limits in solitary training. He couldn't erase the image of Snowflower's blade, a blur of lethal grace that bypassed his every defense. Clashing steel against shadows, he screamed inwardly. Why? Why couldn't I stop her? His footing was shallow, his muscles rigid as stone. He was swinging with ego, not with vision. The crushing realization hit him. The gap between them wasn't just talent, it was an ocean of experience. He stared at his fallen sword. A top-tier outer disciple? What a pathetic joke he turned out to be. Reclaiming his blade, he felt a wave of bitter disappointment wash over his soul. Then, he saw her. Snowflower was watching. Instinctively, he dropped into a respectful bow. Greetings, young hero. Drop the formalities, she replied. He flushed red. Forgive me for treating you like a lowly maid. I was the one being rude. She wondered if she had completely lost her dignity yesterday. The formal introductions began. I am Tuet Hoa, and I am Nam Kung Chi Bing. Tuet Hoa stepped forward. Your blade is sharper today. Whose image are you slicing through in your mind? His hesitation gave it away. Was it me? No matter. A sharp blade beats a dead one. If you aren't just posing, keep that enemy in your mind while you train. Your guidance has helped me immensely. Thank you. I am glad it was of use. Will you stay with the clan long? I'm not sure. I'll stay as long as fate allows. He nervously asked, if it's no trouble, could I ask for more of your guidance? Just observing your training is enough. I promise I won't waste any of your time. Very well, I accept. Really? Yes, watching you is no problem at all. Can I choose the training grounds? Of course. Do you have a place in mind? Tomorrow at the hour of the rabbit, meet me at the Heavenly Guest Pavilion. He froze in shock. I knew she was extraordinary. But the mysterious VIP who shook the entire clan. Was this child all along? By afternoon, Tuet Hoa dressed as a noble lady to meet her grandfather. Ah, you've arrived. Sit comfortably. The servants are gone, so there is no need for formalities. Thank you, grandfather. Eat up. It is my first time seeing someone treat high-grade spiritual elixirs like snacks. How are your wounds? Are you in pain? No. I have never been sensitive to pain. She spoke while eating. When I was 5 years old, I nearly lost my life. Internal power was forced into me to save my life, stealing my memories and my senses. So delicious. Is this gourmet food the secret to that noble glow on everyone's faces? 𝑛𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒓's tone shifted. Was your savior the lord of the Flower Raven Tower? Yes. Then why betray him? Because he was the very person who tried to kill me. Her voice grew cold. The Namkung clan cannot win. Confronting them now means total annihilation. Is that the truth? What if 3 of the world's top 10 experts appeared? They could kill half the enemy leaders, but they would not survive the night. 5 experts could crush the tower, but the Lord would remain. He frowned. Absurd. His gaze sharpened like a blade. Tell me, who are they truly? She dipped a finger into her tea and slowly traced the words soul restriction on the table. She pressed a finger to her lips. Her eyes revealed the terrifying truth she was forbidden from speaking. He stood up in horror, realizing one word would cause her blood to boil and her heart to explode. How is this possible? I thought they were common thugs, but a blade is already at our throats. Why is this unknown? Because there are shadows among us keeping the world blind to their existence. Spies inside the clan? She looked up. Do you still believe in me? Why return to us? To stop the collapse. Because I am a member of this family. He sighed, closing his eyes. Believing all of this is difficult. I will watch your actions. If you harm this clan, I will stop you myself. However, he added, if your heart is true, I will be the shield you can always lean on. That is my promise. At the Flower Raven Tower, a red-haired man smirked on the roof. So she went quietly? Yes. The ones who slaughtered our trackers were the shadows of the Wind Thunder God. The young lord let it happen. He sipped his wine. How does that child know so much? Her memories should be a total blank. Should we silence her permanently? She betrayed me and stole my treasures. But she will never truly be free. Rest easy. It will arrive soon. Are you truly reclaiming the man who slaughtered our brothers? Sacrificing a few insects for that boy is a bargain. Any objections, Moonbreaker? Or do you submit? The youth passes by. Fine. The time draws near. Let him run wild until the reckoning begins. We must observe his struggle. Prepare a gift. Send him that special blessing immediately. Back at the Namgung estate, her wounds are tended, but a sinister forbidden seal remains etched deep. Grandmaster Namgung asks, can this wicked curse be broken? Medical arts fail here. Only the caster can undo it. Yet, she claims it will fade eventually. The seal shatters only when they emerge, when her name echoes throughout the entire martial world. He warns, your life is at stake. Do not be reckless. She nods, masking her true intentions. Her senses are numbed. A warrior who cannot feel pain is a monster walking toward death. She lacks the internal compass to judge her wounds, or know when her limit is reached. Without pain's warning in a world of instant death, how can she possibly hope to survive the Murim? Furthermore, her bloodline is unstable. Her original internal energy was violently purged, leaving a dangerous void. He steps behind her. Be still. I shall probe your meridians with my own essence. Energy erupts from his palms, slowly manifesting the majestic, shimmering phantom of a true dragon. He whispers, you endured hell to return. After 8 cruel years, welcome home, my child. He regrets she is not healthier for their reunion. She simply offers a quiet, solemn response. Suddenly, a shout erupts. Young lord! A frantic subordinate arrives at the most unexpected moment. Namgungvan freezes in shock. The first young lord is here. Her gaze locks onto him. The man she once slew, the final sword of Namgung, Thanvan. Tears stream down his face at the sight of her. Suffocating emotion grips her very soul. The Grandmaster breaks the tension. Stop blubbering like a fool and verify her identity properly. Thanvan sits. May I examine you? I must be certain. She asks for the reason. He smiles gently. Power breeds many enemies who seek to exploit our bloodline's weaknesses. Kidnappings were common, so I carved a secret mark upon you the very day you were born. To others, they are mere moles. To us, they form the constellation of the dragon. Behind the ear, the collarbone, the fingernail, the knee, and the heel. 5 sacred points. There, upon her ankle, the black mark shines. The room falls into a heavy, stunned silence. Thanvan reaches out, unable to restrain himself, and pulls her into a desperate embrace. Though a man's tears are rare, he sobs openly after 10 years apart. "My daughter, my snowflower." Recognizing his raw sincerity, she hugs him back. "You have grown so much in my absence." Later, he tenderly washes her scarred feet. "Every inch of you is covered in battle-worn wounds." His eyes are bloodshot with grief, yet he glows with a joy that defies explanation. She watches him, puzzled. This old man is a strange mix of laughter and tears. He asks, "Do you know why you are named Snowflower? It is heaven's most beautiful gift. You arrived as white petals blanketed the world. Your mother chose that name for you. She loved you beyond measure. Though your memories fade, her love reaches from the heavens even now. Never forget that truth." He offers a warm, fatherly smile of pure devotion. "I am overjoyed you returned. Shall we walk the city streets together on the morrow? Tomorrow, I wish to show you Hefei again, the place where you once played freely." She hesitates, wanting to train, but he mentions her favorite childhood sweets shop, a tempting offer. Her resolve crumbles. As his daughter in this life, she will fulfill her duty with love. She agrees softly. Meanwhile, at the estate of the second young lord, shadows move. Thon Hai writes calmly. "So, the mysterious guest at the pavilion is just a girl?" "Yes, the reports are verified. The girl's identity is no longer a secret. Meet Namgung Holak of the Golden Dragon Unit, the elite strike force of the legendary Namgung clan. This powerhouse consists of 6 units: Golden, Azure, Crimson, White, and Black Dragon." "It's baffling," Thon Hai muttered. "The heavenly guest courtyard is reserved for legends. Why would they give it to a total stranger? Unless their martial arts rival my father's. But no, that's impossible for someone so young. Rumors say their internal energy is pathetic. Perhaps they're a master hiding their true power from us?" "Nothing is certain," Holak replied. "But get this, the eldest young master is personally attending to this guest." "What? You mean my brother has already returned to the clan?" Thon Hai panicked. His brother's 3-day journey was cut short just to meet this mysterious VIP. Anyone staying in the heavenly courtyard must be a titan capable of shaking the entire Central Plains. Is my brother finally moving to reclaim his throne and build his own faction? Fear gripped his heart. His father always favored the eldest son for the clan leader position. "The elders support me now, but if he returns," Holak smirked. "Relax. This meeting isn't what it seems. Word is he's completely smitten, even carrying this guest through the gardens like a precious treasure." His eyes widened in shock. "A woman? Could he have finally found the legendary Shui Hua?" Holak warned. "The eldest master will return soon. You can't let your rightful position be stolen away. Strike before he solidifies his power. 3 of our elite units are ready to back your ascension." The next day, Qibin collapsed during training, gasping for air. I can't take another step." Shua looked down coldly. "Only 50 pounds and you're already whining like a weakling? Only? That's 500 pounds total without any internal energy. No human can survive this hellish training." "Is the Namgung clan really this pathetic?" she asked. I'm not weak. I'll show you." But her words cut like a blade. "Your sword falls, your balance breaks. You're just all talk." Seeing his spirit shatter, she barked, "How long do you plan on rotting in the dirt?" He reached out, gritting his teeth. "Fine. I'll do it. Just stop looking at me like that." He pushed his body to the limit, but instant regret sank in as the crushing weight returned. The pressure of the weights intensified. Every muscle screamed in agony. How much longer can I last? Just as he was about to pass out, his body suddenly felt light as a feather. Shui Hua was standing there, supporting the massive weight with a single finger. "Feeling lighter now, rookie?" "The weight! It's gone!" "How?" "I'm simply redistributing the force throughout your entire skeletal frame. You have raw strength, but you waste it all in one clumsy, inefficient burst of power. In a real duel, stamina is everything. Going all out at once is a one-way ticket to death." Her eyes grew sharp, like a predator. "Wait for the perfect moment to strike your fatal blow. Balance is key. Distribute your strength evenly across your body if you want to reach the top." She suddenly let go, sending Qibin face-planting into the mud. "That's enough for today's lesson." He bowed with deep respect. "Thank you, Master. I finally glimpsed the realm of a true expert." "You okay?" "Exhausted, but I finally understand the profound meaning behind this grueling weight training." She gave a mysterious smile. Get used to it. You need to lift 50 pounds with one hand effortlessly. Unlike me. How much can you lift? 600 pounds. I'm still just a beginner. Chibin froze in terror. From tomorrow, bring any martial artist who wants to grow. Competition will ignite your hidden potential. Are you sure? Of course. It's time we rebuilt the crumbling foundation of the Namgung clan. Chibin watched her in absolute awe. A single touch, and she controlled the flow of power itself. She was a master of sword-human unity. Yet she chose to teach a nobody like him. This was the ultimate chance to evolve. I'll bring everyone. The whole clan will train under you. He raised his fist, eyes blazing with fire. Yes, we'll show the world our true strength. Meanwhile, in the bustling city, Namgung Thanvan held Shuewa's hand tightly. Don't get lost, my daughter. We should eat first. Is there anything you'd like? She looked up calmly. I know a great place. Let's go. Soon, a steaming bowl of noodles was served. Hot dumplings and delicate noodles sat ready for them to enjoy. Her father loved this dish. Thanks to her, he finally had a chance to taste it again after many years. I'll enjoy this, he smiled. She ate silently, realizing why the Wind Thunder God favored this humble little shop. How could this taste better than the Nam Kung family's elite cuisine? She stared intensely at the glistening dumplings. Why didn't I know this place in my past life? Did they close down early? No, that's not it. This shop shouldn't even exist yet. Nam Kung Thanvan patted her head gently. Eat well and grow strong, dear. Suddenly, a furious shout shattered the peace. We never said we wouldn't pay. Are you accusing us? Thugs were causing a massive scene nearby. I told you we'd pay double next time. I just forgot my wallet. But you've said that 10 times. Please pay your debt today so our small business can survive. The thug grabbed the waiter's collar in a rage. How dare you talk back? Don't you know who we are? The waiter trembled in fear. I know. I know you are the great martial artists of the Nam Kung family. Hearing those words, Nam Kung Thanvan's eyes turned ice cold. Hefe is peaceful because of you all, the waiter pleaded. I know that. I'm just... Before he could finish, the thug slammed the poor man violently against the wall. He sneered, looking down at his victim. Know your place. We're busy risking our lives to protect this city. And you dare disrespect us over mere noodles? The waiter shook, unable to even meet the thug's cruel gaze. This wasn't their first offense. Even the other customers looked away in silence. Like I said, I forgot my money. Facing such intimidation, the waiter finally surrendered. I understand. Please, just make sure to bring it next time. The bearded man laughed loudly. See? That's much better. He then casually led his gang out of the shop. I'll bring it later. Thanks for the meal. As they left, a young boy rushed to the waiter. Father, we must report them. But the father sighed. They're Namkung warriors. Would the officials ever side with us? Namkung Thanvan stood up abruptly, his presence heavy. Tuet Hoa. Keep eating. I'll be right back. Stay here. She knew he'd placed hidden guards to watch her. Is he going to punish them? There's no way a man like him would let this slide. They dared to tarnish the Namkung name right in front of a true master. This won't end well. A moment later, Namkung Thanvan returned to his daughter's side. I've identified them. They'll reflect on their actions, and 3 months' salary will be given to this shop owner. That's all? She asked, surprised. No cutting off hands or tongues? He flinched at her brutal suggestion. Using martial arts for evil deserves a severed hand. Using a tongue to tarnish a name deserves its loss. In the blood cult, that was the law. But the Nam Kung family followed the softer, righteous path. No cutting hands or tongues, he replied firmly. But why not, father? They are criminals. Without hands, they cannot be warriors. Without tongues, they cannot speak. That punishment is far too cruel. That's the point of punishment. But they deserve a chance to repent. They then focused back on their meal. His gaze toward her shifted slightly. After lunch, the father and daughter continued their walk through the city. Tuet Hoa enjoyed a candied hawthorn. Along the busy street, a shopkeeper was loudly shouting for customers. You have a keen eye, sir. I just received a truly exquisite item only today. Want this bracelet? He asked. I already bought you a hairpin. She sighed. Was one gift not enough? She already had shoes and rings. But it would suit you. This old man was becoming quite a bother. Father, she called out softly. He looked back with sparkling eyes. Is there a restroom nearby? Soon, 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆 Hoa was alone in a rented guest room, finally free. This was perfect for her move. Time was limited. If the guards noticed her absence, it would be over. Those thugs looked very familiar. She had to strike before they caused any more real trouble for her family. Guards were at the gates and the roof, but slipping through the back would bypass their elite surveillance. "I'll be back before you even know I'm gone," she whispered to her father's shadow. Meanwhile, the thugs were fuming. How unlucky to be caught by the Black Dragon Lord. Why was he there? Let's be real, they were pushing their luck. Getting caught after freeloading every day was inevitable. But that shop's dumplings are legendary. How can you complain after eating your fill? Shut up or we'll be spotted. Forget the debt, do you really think that Innkeeper will ever see a dime? The Namgung clan lives for their reputation, right? They'll definitely pay for the damages just to save face. The three laughed while running. Does that mean we can keep causing trouble there? They hid in a corner, plotting their next move. To the Namgung, image is everything. They won't give that shop another thought. We just need to scare the owner into staying quiet. The bearded one sneered with a wicked grin. Exactly. Now, has the Namgung escort left yet? Wait, the pillars are blocking my view. Let me see. Suddenly, a chilling voice echoed behind them. Just what exactly are you scoundrels plotting? They tried to turn, but their bodies were frozen. Don't bother, I've sealed your pressure points. You won't move for an hour. I also took the liberty of silencing you. Don't even dream of screaming for help. The three stared in terror as 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆 Hoa called them out. Li Mi. Not long. Tam Fong. I know your names. It's pathetic seeing the likes of you posing as Namgung warriors. I know you're kind vultures who would do anything for a few coins. You likely fed the clan lies about a fresh start just to pillage under their noble banner. In truth, these rats were former blood cultists and thieves. Father was wrong. Trash like this never changes, even with a second chance. Eventually, you'll betray the Namgung and crawl back to the cult. You're nothing but bottom-feeding insects. 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆 Hoa's gaze turned lethal. Offering mercy to scum like you is a complete waste of my time. I should kill you now, but I'll let you live. Only because you're still technically under the Namgung name. One thug breathed a sigh of relief. Whoever she is, she's afraid of offending the clan. I'm safe. But before he could blink, she forced something down his throat. Wait, what did I just swallow? 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆 Hoa smirked coldly. I said I'd spare you, but I never said I'd let you go. Now, your lives belong to me. One snap of my fingers, and you're dead. Terror gripped them. Was it the legendary goo poison? A parasite that shatters the heart if its twin is killed. A dark smile played on her lips. Not convinced? Should I give you a live demonstration? I could kill one of you right now to prove it. But I'm busy, so behave until we meet again. Her eyes flared with overwhelming killing intent. From this moment on, you will be my obedient puppets. Cause trouble again, and you'll pray for a quick death. The trio stood paralyzed, shivering under her monstrous pressure. Meanwhile, Namgung Thanvan had been waiting outside. His subordinate grew worried as the silence stretched on. Something's wrong, I'm going in. But before he could move, 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆 Hoa casually walked out. Caught off guard, the man faked a search. Oh dear, where did my coin purse go? He wondered how she moved so silently without even a breath. Did you finish your business? Her father asked. Yes, father. Sorry to keep you waiting. It's fine, dear. Your clothes are a bit messy, let me fix that. High atop Mount Hua, a secret conversation was unfolding. The rumors are spreading like wildfire. A child from the Peerless Pavilion stole the Great Restoration Pill and headed for Namgung. Elder Lu Bai reported to the figure behind the curtain. The child is allegedly heading straight for the Namgung clan. They say the pill was intercepted by the Black Cloud Gang. This matches the group that ambushed us. Sect leader, we must retrieve that pill before the brat consumes it. The voice behind the curtain remained calm. Don't you find this all a bit too convenient? The details of this rumor are far too specific, and it reached us at the perfect moment. I know it smells like a trap, but we have no choice. We must intercept that child before she reaches the Namgung gates. That night, 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆 Hoa was plunged into a haunting nightmare. A dark force seemed to bind her soul, offering no escape. She woke up with a fresh wound on her hand. Doc and Gwyat rushed in to bandage the mysterious injury. This is getting out of hand, my lady. I've kept your secrets, but I can't stay silent anymore. The world must know that you are the true Blood King poison. Doc and Gwyat shot a panicked glance around. What if someone had overheard their secret conversation? I used sound transmission, remember? Wait. Really? It felt so natural that she hadn't even realized it. She wasn't some stray cat, she was a tiger in the making. Only time would reveal her true form. How frustrating. I have news our little tiger would love. Should I tell her or not? 𝑳𝒂𝒈𝒆 perked up as if she'd grown ears and a tail. The great patriarch wants to personally perform the marrow cleansing on you. The marrow cleansing? The legendary art of transferring pure internal energy? 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒓 smirked. Surprising, isn't it? He'll personally purge the lingering darkness from your body and forced open your stagnant meridians. It seems he noticed your blocked blood points and went through great lengths to plan this for your sake. He even checked with me first to ensure your safety. You are truly cherished, little one. 𝒂𝒂𝒈𝒆's hands tightened. Marrow cleansing meant a supreme master using their own qi to reconstruct someone's entire physical foundation. One mistake could lead to qi deviation. Even for a grandmaster, it's a risk few would ever dare to take. Receiving such a gift from a master with flawless qi control was nothing short of a divine blessing. Since they share the same bloodline, the effects would be explosive. Her young body would become a warrior's vessel faster than anyone else. Her internal power was currently only second class, but this could catapult her to first class, surpassing even her past life. Her eyes blazed with newfound determination. Seeing her excitement, 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒓 teased her until she blushed in pure embarrassment. 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒓 smiled brightly, her usually cold facade finally melting away. So you do have feelings after all. Was it that obvious? She rubbed her chin. You're actually quite cute for a tiger. Moments later, 𝒂𝒂𝒈𝒆 changed into feminine robes. Recalling the compliment, she grumbled to herself. Who's cute? Exactly. From the maids to 𝒂𝒂𝒈𝒆, she didn't know what they were all looking at. Is everyone in the 𝑛𝑎𝑚gung clan this strange? She mused as she walked toward the family banquet room. I taught those punks a lesson they won't forget. Didn't I do well, father? You need to control that temper. Chung-san, did you even ask your senior brother first? Why must you always argue? Chung-hai. 𝒂𝒂𝒈𝒆 froze. Those were the voices of people who had once killed her. Now, she had to become one of them. Family? A voice boomed from behind the pavilion. Why are you just standing there? Get inside already. I like the sound. The sound of what? The laughter, she replied. Sharing a meal with people called family felt utterly foreign to her. She once viewed the blood demon as a father and cultists as brothers, but they were just predators waiting to kill. Back then, hearing of someone's death left her feeling nothing but a cold, hollow emptiness. Suddenly, she looked at him. If family dies, do people actually feel sad? You brat? Huh? He raised his hand and delivered a sharp flick to her forehead. What kind of world-weary question is that? He roared. Stop overthinking such useless things. 𝒂𝒂𝒈𝒆 rubbed her aching forehead, pouting slightly at the sudden pain. If I were you, I'd spend that time training. Only the strong have the power to protect their family. And before you protect others, learn to protect yourself. Why do you return with new wounds every single time? Don't you know how vital a swordsman's hands are? At this rate, no one will want your help anyway. He was fuming with rage. I won't waste my breath giving you a long lecture here. Just know I'll be watching you from now on. Got it? Yes. She realized he was right. There was no time for guilt. The past was set in stone, but the future was hers to forge. She had to face the 𝒵𝒚gung clan as it was now, and the chaos she intended to change. Entering the room, she bowed elegantly. Greetings to the elders. I am 𝒂𝒂𝒈𝒆. 𝒵𝒚gung Chung-hai smiled. Welcome home. You look just like you did as a child. You've suffered so much. He turned to the youth beside him. So long, come greet your sister. She is 6 months older than you. So long grumbled internally. He was the eldest grandson. Why did this newcomer suddenly get to be his older sister? Another woman nudged her son. Go on. Greet her properly. The boy bowed politely. I've heard much about you. It's a blessing to have you back. Thank you, she replied warmly. The banquet was filled with lively chatter. I never imagined our guest at the heavenly pavilion was actually you. I used to carry you on my shoulders. Seeing you healthy and safe again is truly the greatest miracle. Word of your solo return left me speechless. In the blink of an eye, you have blossomed into a stunning young lady. This is Hoa-lan, a sister you have yet to meet. Quickly now, greet your senior. Forgive her, she is quite timid. Tuyet Hoa watched silently. Since they would now share a roof, there was no need to force a bond so soon. Suddenly, The young girl extended a fruit skewer. Is this a gift for your sister, or does she want one from you? The child bashfully hid behind her mother's robes. Namgung Wutian let out a hearty laugh at the heartwarming sight. Tomorrow, I shall formally announce 𝑃'𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄𝒏𝒂𝒆 return to the Council of Elders. From this day forth, you must cherish her. I will carry you on my back as much as you like. Even Ho Alan nodded eagerly. Pull my hair if you wish. It is fortunate everyone is present. He set his wine cup down, his voice turning grave regarding his morning decree. I intend to perform the bone marrow cleansing ritual for Tuyet Hoa. Silence instantly smothered the room like a heavy shroud. Namgung Than Van trembled. Are you speaking of that legendary ritual? There is no other kind. You heard me correctly. Namgung Than Hai protested, claiming it was too perilous. You are the pillar of our clan. Your life force is vital. I fear your body will suffer if something goes wrong. He barked back, questioning if they dared doubt his supreme martial strength. If we cower before the mere shadow of misfortune, then nothing in this world is worth achieving. So this was never a discussion, but a final command. Than Hai realized his son's dream of succession was slipping away. Namgung Than Son stood abruptly to voice his dissent. Calling this a welcoming gift is an understatement. Does this child even truly desire such a burden? He asserted his authority as the patriarch. She is my granddaughter who survived 8 years of hell. I shall grant her everything. You treat this divine providence far too lightly. Is this ritual not considered a miracle of heavenly fate? Is there any bond more sacred than family? Than Son's rage flared as he dared to argue with his own father. Why was this never offered to us? Perform it for Ho Alan as well. The patriarch slammed the table, his face darkening. Your own greed exposes your shallow hearts. His overwhelming pressure silenced them, leaving them unable to utter another word. The meal was over. Tuyet Hoa was ordered to follow him. With no choice, she trailed behind her grandfather. The piercing glares of her uncles followed her. Every great clan is a battlefield, and this house was no exception. Tuyet Hoa suddenly spoke, causing the great patriarch to halt in his tracks. Am I the cause of this internal chaos? He clasped his hands behind his back, asking why she would worry about that. He chuckled, noting they would see him as heartless. I never discussed succession or shared my power while your father was gone. True talent is rare indeed. One is a mere calculator, the other is insolent. Neither understands the true vastness of the sky. She wondered about his metaphors. Do you know why our clan is likened to the heavens? It is our spirit we would rather break than ever surrender. These are warriors ready to lay down their lives under the glorious name of the Namgung family. She questioned why they were so devoted. Was it truly because their inner energy reflected the blue of the sky? He challenged her thoughts. How then do you explain those whose energy does not shine blue? The order is reversed. Because we master the martial arts of the heavens, our internal energy takes on the radiance of the blue sky. Yet, some possess unique colors. Even with the same technique, each warrior carries their own distinct will and spirit. Those who yearn for the sunset carry orange, while those who crave the deep night manifest a soul of black. Every heart driven by a powerful enough will can manifest a completely different hue of power. He clenched his fist, uniting those colors. To live honorably and look down upon the world with a righteous, azure heart. That is what our family calls chivalry. A Namgung warrior must eternally uphold the indomitable spirit of the sky. It seemed those younger men still had much to learn. His heart had clearly been burdened by this for years. Namgung Wutian was a man who truly embodied the vast heavens. As patriarch, he held immense pride, yet used overwhelming power to command respect. But is such a path truly sustainable? Poison, dark arts, and betrayal are everywhere. Our family once crumbled due to the vile schemes of the blood cult. A straight tree snaps easily, and once broken, it can never stand again. Is that not the truth, grandfather? The patriarch fell into deep thought. It was a difficult question. I would honestly rather break than ever bend. But if survival is the goal, is it not better to stray from tradition to keep the roots alive? He points to his temple, spirit is everything. Roots remain, so the tree will bloom again. Given time, it survives. But a crooked trunk never grows strong. Its roots stay weak. Such trees won't last a century. Do you understand my meaning? If the spirit endures, it's enough. One day, new buds will surely sprout anew. She recalls her past life. The clan fell, and she died. Was his wisdom true? Can these tiny sprouts truly grow to crush the blood cult? To the end, they guarded the clan's spirit. The cult never broke their will. He asked suddenly, "What about you? Will you live as a Namgung? I'll announce your return tomorrow, unless you prefer to remain a secret." Snowflower listens. "You are the child we've sought for 8 long years. Once officially recognized, imagine the crushing weight of the world's gaze on you. They will watch every step, judging, criticizing, and framing your every move. I can handle it. I am a Namgung. I will catch every arrow." She meets his gaze firmly. "So, you've chosen this path of fire?" Next day, the Namgung guards look like walking corpses. Every soldier on the field is suffering under Snowflower's brutal training. "Right arm higher. Focus." The guard curses her under his breath. "How much longer? Damn that captain for tricking us into this. A master's lesson? This isn't a lesson. It's a death march. This is pure torture. She's just a brat. What does she know?" 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 hits 1,000 push-ups. The count ends, and the men collapse in agony. "Finished?" 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 gasps, 1,000 done. "I'm literally dying." Her next words make his face pale. "I guess 1,000 was too easy. Next time, use weights. Without pain, you'll never forge real strength." "How cruel." "You too. Weights on your thighs. Are you trying to kill us?" "You won't die from just that," she replies flatly. They are left speechless. They turn away in despair. "Forget it, this girl is a total demon. Keep this up, and you'll reach the inner court soon." "Wait. Really? Strength isn't a gift. It's forged through relentless practice." 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 wonders, is she serious? Is it pure confidence, or a hidden truth? They clench their fists. "To reach the inner court, I'll do anything. Count me in." "Me too." Yet, 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄's heart still wavers. "But we are just." Meanwhile, the Lord is restless after her words. "Can I call you grandfather?" "Yes. Call me that often. My soul has never been this happy. To have family again, what a joy. Go, greet the others. Don't be afraid." She bows. "Elders, it was a long journey. Welcome home, granddaughter. I remember you as a baby. Seeing you now brings tears of joy. A blessing for the clan. Now, meet the hall leaders of our house. I am the law hall leader. Come to my hall when you seek discipline. Finance hall leader here. You saved us 300 gold by returning alone. Outer hall leader here. We've met. Next are the combat commanders." She observes their smiles. But how much of this warmth is sincere? Can I trust any of them? Grandfather fears these old foxes will play me. To them, a girl lost for 8 years is nothing but a total stranger. To survive this den of lions, I must secure my standing. Bowing deeply to Namgung Wutian, she spoke. "Grandfather, I've come to offer my greetings. At last, I hear you call me that. Before, you only addressed me with the cold title of clan leader. They say a drop of true affection is worth 1,000 gold bars. I simply didn't dare hope you had accepted me as your own. I feared that if my bloodline was ever questioned, the pain of leaving your side would be too much to bear. I never want to be separated from you again." The guards stood stunned, while Wu Tian's eyes filled with emotional tears. "My poor, precious granddaughter." Namgung Than Van stepped forward, his voice thick with concern. "Shui Hua, has your injury healed yet?" "That makes 50 times you've asked me, father. I promise, the pain has completely vanished." "Good. Then my worrying was for nothing." He seemed unusually restless today. "Father, what's weighing so heavily on your mind?" He looked at her solemnly. "Shui Hua, today is the day. I am officially announcing your return to the Council of Elders. It is a day of celebration. Pay no mind to the strangers. Just maintain your grace and follow the proper etiquette. Whatever happens, your father will always be the shield standing right behind you." Back at the training grounds, 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 sighed. "Don't give them false hope, my lady." But her eyes flashed with iron resolve. "No. Everything changes today." Confidence radiated from her every word. "The era of stagnation ends now, because I am here. Give me your word. Promise me that none of you will ever surrender." He scratched his head. "Fine. Persistence is the only thing we're good at. We've been stubborn for years." Yet, Shui Hua could see the lingering doubt clouding his expression. 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 was drowning in worry. The rot within the clan ran too deep to be purged overnight. But for now, I must be the catalyst that ignites the fire within these forgotten warriors. Trust me just once. I will drag you to the heights you were always destined to reach. I will be your strength. When the succession is this chaotic, skill no longer matters. The criteria for selection has shifted entirely. It's no longer about how well you swing a sword, but whose shadow you choose to stand in. Those without silver or status are discarded. These promotion exams are nothing more than a battlefield for corrupt factions. The powerful use every dirty trick in the book to install their puppets into the inner circle. He spoke with a hollow laugh. We appreciate the encouragement, little heroine, but some walls are simply impossible to climb. Impossible? You think training is a waste? You believe we can never enter the inner court, no matter how strong we become? The higher we hope, the harder we fall. Without a powerful patron, our dreams are just cruel illusions. I spent over 10 agonizing years chasing that dream, pouring my blood and sweat into the dirt. When I saw the weak and untalented chosen over me, I blamed bad luck. Then, I blamed my own arrogance. By the third failure, I was broken. I questioned my techniques, my heart, and every move I had ever learned. That's enough for today. 100 reps completed. We thank the little heroine for her harsh guidance. Go and rest. You survived the hellish training today, but we begin again at dawn. You've all worked hard. Wiping the grime from his forehead, he bowed. We are truly grateful for the wisdom you've shared. You're all progressing well. From tomorrow, meet me at the Red Dragon training grounds at sunrise. That's right. My stay at the Heavenly Pavilion is coming to a permanent end. She smiled inwardly. Soon, I won't be a mere guest. I will be the true master of the Namgung name. Tell the others, be on time. Do not let your brothers fall behind. In this den of snakes, Shui Hua knew few could be trusted. Reading a person's heart is a dangerous game. For now, only direct confrontation will reveal their true colors. The patriarch rose from his throne, his aura commanding the entire room to fall silent. Our Namgung clan has finally found the star we lost 8 long years ago. Let the world hear of her return. He placed a heavy, proud hand on her shoulder and made his grand declaration. Post the notices across the Central Plains. Open the clan vaults. Spread the news to every corner of the earth. His voice thundered through the hall. Let our enemies know that Namgung stands behind this child as an eternal fortress. We will never repeat the failures of the past. Remember the 8 years of grief, and cherish the joy of this reunion. By the Patriarch's absolute decree, this child shall become the future son of the entire martial arts alliance. Namgung Shui Hua had finally reclaimed her throne. Later, she walked peacefully through the gardens with her father. This place was once your mother's sanctuary. She loved these flowers more than anything in this world. Welcome to the Namgung Estate's crown jewel. Your grandfather personally chose this sanctuary for your return. A servant suddenly bows. Young master, the High Steward and Lord Fai Fong await entry. Outside, tension thickens as the two rivals glare. Fi Fong, what brings a swordsman like you here? Business for me, but what about you? Can't I simply visit the clan's little genius? Absurd. Barging in without an invitation is a total disgrace to our family's etiquette. We're close friends, so why the fuss? Are you just jealous of our special bond? Missing the days she clung to you? Don't be a sore loser. Jealousy is a bad look. Namgung Thanvan approaches with a smile. What's the commotion? You two seem quite lively. I should have arrived later to avoid interrupting. The steward immediately moves to greet him. Not at all. You've arrived at the perfect moment. My lady, I am Namgung Van, your steward. Greetings, elder steward. I am Tuyet Hoa. Please, just call me Grandpa like the old days. As you wish, Grandpa. But what is all this? Before her stands a mountain of gleaming treasures. Rare jewels, fine silks, and sacred elixirs from the patriarch. Please, do not refuse this tribute. This wealth was always yours. Today, we simply return it. Shall we take a look? Behold the finest silks and ready-made garments. A lady of your rank shouldn't touch a needle. She wonders, then what's the extra fabric for? And these elixirs pure power, but handle with caution. She realizes it would take months to consume them all. Now, prepare for the real masterpiece. Tuyet Hoa slowly opens the ornate chest. Inside lies a jewelry set radiating ancient elegance. The patriarch acquired this specifically for your return. It's a divine treasure, isn't it? Behind her, the two men whisper in the shadows. The treasury head didn't give these up easily, did he? He wailed so loudly I had to knock him out. The patriarch's orders are absolute. Lord Fi Fong frowns. She doesn't look very impressed. The steward snaps back. Are you blind? She's clearly overwhelmed with joy. No, look at her face. You don't understand her at all. The gift she truly desires is right here. A token for your legendary homecoming. Open it. He presents 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 with a magnificent blade. Can you draw it for me, child? The steel slides out with a chilling hiss. A legendary blade, shimmering with a deadly frost aura. Is this myriad cold iron? You recognized it? Then you know how rare this metal is. Is this really meant for me? Of course. Does it suit your taste? He gently pats her head. Your joy is mine. This was once my sword now. You are its master. Does it have a name? 10,000 lightnings. We call it the Van Dien. But its soul belongs to you now. Name it as you please. May I test its strength? Seeing her spirit, he feels deeply satisfied. I spent all night sharpening that edge just for her. Go to the private training hall. Don't hurt yourself. But she's already gone, ignoring his warnings. What incredible speed. Who taught this girl to fly? Steward, relax. Let her enjoy the thrill. Her happiness is our greatest reward. The patriarch's will is done. But what should I gift next? Quickly, arrange all these treasures in the ladies' chambers. Understood, sir. A servant rushes forward. Steward, a mysterious gift for the lady has just arrived. A gift? From whom? There's no name or message. It just appeared out of nowhere. It's only been 4 hours since her return was announced. Someone is moving with terrifying speed to send a tribute and vanish. How suspicious. We must examine this immediately. Meanwhile, 𝒂𝒏𝒌𝒆𝒄 begins her sword dance. The air itself seems to bend to her will. The hilt fits her hand like a destined soulmate. Van Dien. 10,000 lightnings. A name worthy of god-tier power. With this, I can cleave through any monster in my path. She lets the blade's flow dictate her movements. She carves a path of pure destruction through the air. A whirlwind of steel, striking with lethal precision. Catching her breath, she whispers to the steel. Time for a new name, a name for a legend. Not a mere storm of bolts, but a full strike, the sword that consumes the horizon. One perfect strike to shatter the world's fate and derail the blood demon's grand design. Tearing through prophecy to rewrite history. In the room, a vase shatters, echoing the rising tension. A woman snarls, first the spirit tree, now gold. The patriarch's favoritism is truly excessive. He's clearly obsessed with this long-lost granddaughter's return, isn't he? Finding her after 8 years is rare, but the patriarch's coddling of Snowflower is reaching madness. That spirit tree should have been young master Tuolong's key to becoming a peerless god. She sighs. Tuolong is already a legend. No one in the Namgung clan can match him. That much was undeniable. He reigns supreme, forcing even inner disciples to despair. He doesn't need a tree to become a dragon. Exactly. That is why he must prove his absolute dominance at the festival. She sips her tea. The Heavenly Martial Festival is in 2 weeks. Are we ready? Yes. Every disciple and direct bloodline is prepared. We won't allow a single mistake. Good. Her eyes turn cold. A worm won't become a dragon in 2 weeks. Don't let it grow. Next day, Snowflower is summoned. Someone left this for you, a gift from a commoner. Did we catch him? Yes. But he was just an oblivious messenger hired on the road. He was just a pawn, delivering a package he knew nothing about. We used Truth Chi. Namgung Van notes. This is no ordinary gift. That's why you're here. Do you recognize this? She thinks. Asterisk. The leeches found me less than a day after my return. Asterisk. The 12 Moon Assassins. They moved faster than I anticipated. This token is a death warrant, a bet of their entire reputation on one final duel. A blood debt. They want the traitor's head to settle the score once and for all. They're calling for me. I must go. Absolutely not, her father roars. I have to. This isn't clan business, it's a personal debt I must settle alone. You are Namgung blood. Your burdens are the clan's burdens. We protect our own. She tries to argue, but his cold voice cuts through the air like a blade. Enough. You're under a curse, I know. But I won't send you to certain death blindly. Your only duty is to stay alive. Leave the rest to us. He orders the token confiscated. Even the stoic Thonvan daren't disobey. Snowflower? Asterisk. No. The 12 moons know the secret. I need to know what the blood demon is plotting. Asterisk. I must face them. Their presence is the only lead I have to find their weakness. You have a plan? He asks. She replies, as long as I'm safe, you'll let me act, right? I can trap them without a scratch. Just listen to me, just this once. Please. He sighs, defeated by her stubbornness. Fine. Tell me this grand scheme. Later, outside, the father is pacing. I'm worried sick. Why, father? Even if you're safe, knowing you're a target is enough to kill me. She sighs. Asterisk. Overprotective. Asterisk. Asterisk. How will I survive the Muram if he's this worried? Asterisk. But to him, she's just a fragile child. Danger is irrelevant. The mission must be completed. Father, I want to learn. Teach me the Namgung clan's secret internal heart law. The blood cult is moving. I need to solidify my foundation to truly master our clan's arts. I need to be 10 times stronger before I face the 12 moons again. He scratches his face. Won't the grand instructor teach you the basics soon? Why wait for the other kids? I've been dreaming of this since before I came home. She hits him with the ultimate sparkling eyes technique. He cowers, unable to refuse his daughter. Enough words, Nam Kung Than Van declared, lifting her. Your journey from failure to the ultimate SSS awakening starts now. Entering the chamber, he pressed his palm against her back. I will guide this legendary mana through your dormant circuits. Memorize the flow of this supreme internal power. Do not let it waver. Yes, Father, this technique is our family's foundation. It is the art of absorbing the boundless essence of the vast heaven itself. The sky surrounds everything. To breathe is to sense the winds. To feel the wind is to touch the heavens. Heavenly energy is everywhere, shifting with infinite harmony. Command this, and you shall achieve absolute mage domination over all. Harnessing the world's breath that is the Namgung clan's core heart method. The great heaven divine art. Feel the SSS rank power surging within your meridians. That is the end of this chapter. Drop a like to support the bear if you enjoyed this. Thank you and goodbye, everyone.